everyone, welcome back. My name's Marianne. I live here in Canada with my husband and 2 kids ages 5 and 7, and I make videos on simplifying life through easy organization and decluttering. And today I am taking you with me as we decorate for Christmas. I wanted to show this video to you guys because I feel like we've pretty much mastered how to keep it simple, keep it easy, and keep it organized. These first couple clips are just the before of our living room, our main living area. And this is our kind of mantle where we're going to put our stockings and everything. You can see normally it houses our kids' school displays or school paperwork, which sort of got out of hand by the looks of it. But you can see here, these are our totes. This is where we store everything. So this is in our basement crawl space, and all we have are 2 totes for the decorations and everything. We have our wreaths up here. That's our summer one and our winter one, which I'll show you. I'll put up today, and we just hang them on nails. So we don't overthink it. We don't overcomplicate it. This particular year, we separated our outdoor and our indoor. So I think we did them on separate days. So we did, this first day, Scott was available. It was not too cold out. So we're let's put up our Christmas lights. So as you can see, this is our outdoor bin. It has our timer, our extension cord, the garland, and the lights that go outside. So our outside decor is super simple, super basic, I guess. This is the house before. So honestly, if it was up to me, I'd probably have just 1 string of lights outside, or maybe nothing. But Scott, obviously, if you've watched our videos, he's an electrician, so he likes lights. He's used to it. That's his thing. And so he's really into that. That's just our fall wreath, which I absolutely love as well. I feel like I didn't put up early enough this year because it wasn't up for very long, it felt like. So as you can see, he just brings the entire tote outside. The kids can kind of just putter around. I don't even know where Annie Rose was at this time. And this is a weekend. I think this was a Saturday. And then Scott is just clipping up all the lights. So I'll show you a close-up right here of the actual clips. You can buy them anywhere. I think we got them at our local Canadian Tire. We leave those on the lights all year round. So we store them like that, and then we just take them out and clip them up. I've seen lots of different ways of storing lights. And again, if you have a ton of lights, you could go I guess as detailed as you wanted, but really we don't even, for clients I've done that little Velcro you can kind of put around almost a Velcro band around the lights, which keeps them organized, or just elastic band if you have something strong like that. I wouldn't go overboard. I mean, I've seen people use cardboard and wrap around the cardboard. That works too, but I wouldn't overthink it unless you have a ton of lights. So as you can see now, Scott he does garland. We have these 2 pillars in the front, and so he puts garland and lights around those 2. And I'll show you a close-up of this wreath. You can see I'm in the background. I'm doing the wreath there, and I will show you kind of how I make it look like it's a floating wreath. All of our stuff we already have. This particular year, we didn't buy any new decor. I'm not against buying new decor. I know, obviously, living simply and with less stuff is sort of my thing. I'm showing you here the not twist ties. What are those called? Oh, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, those ties, that's what he uses to hold the garland on at the bottom. So he just does it really tight, taut, I guess, and then puts the tie on the bottom, and then just strings the lights on, and it works fine. And I will say, another thing I will mention is that when the kids were little, babies, we did not do this outside. I think maybe we put up the string of lights on the top, but nothing on the banisters or on these poles. It was exhausting, and being outside, and especially when it was cold out, was just way too much for me as a mom and a new mom. So anyway, if you're in the early stages with little ones and you're exhausted and you feel decorating is not fun and absolutely exhausting and just another thing on your to-do list, I absolutely hear you. And in those years, we kept things really simple. Our decor is not over the top anyway, like I mentioned, but we kept it real basic back then. So anyway, yeah, and then Scott just attaches the lights. He has a little string that I'll show you what it looks like in the night. It actually does look very beautiful, and all of the lights are clear on the outside, which again I feel is that's just my style. But Scott would have this whole thing out Griswold out. If it was up to him, he'd have color lights everywhere on every inch of our yard. But maybe one day that will happen, but not anytime soon. And as you can see, I'm not really involved with this part, but having just Having Annie Rose there and having the kids around, it's become so second nature to us, and it becomes such a routine that it's really easy to do even with the kids at home. Like if you have a day to, if you love decorating, you have a day to decorate when you're home alone, that sounds amazing. We typically have to do it when we're home, like on the weekends after school, or when we're not at work. No. Okay, so now you can see we put a timer on. So again, this is all Scott, but we do a timer, and that does make a huge difference. If you don't have a timer for your lights, game changer. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. Like when I was a kid, we just walked out and into the snow every night. Half the time we forgot to turn them off when it was really late. Okay, so here's a close-up of the wreath. So as you can see, it'll show you close up here. So there is fishing line that I've hooked on, and then you can see, so this is a wreath hook, or like a little hook. It's magnetic. So this works if you have a metal door. I hang it upside down, and then I use that fishing line, which is clear, hang it here and put it all the way over the top of the door. You can kind of see the faint line, and hook it on the front to the front wreath. So it makes it look like it's like hanging there. It's kind of floating. I always found that sometimes those wreath hooks, those magnetic ones we had, really like bugged me. Just the look of them. I couldn't hide them well enough. And the over the door sometimes bugged me because it was too, like I couldn't close the door properly with them on. Okay, that was the before, and this is the after, and this is how it looks at night. It does look very pretty. And after it's all done, I'm always appreciative of Scott for doing it all, because it does look, so pretty when it's out there. And here in our part of the world, it gets dark at like these turn on at 4:45. So before we're even eating dinner, these lights are on because it's so dark where we are, which I guess is good for viewing Christmas lights. So my goal with our house and any house we work on when we're working is to keep like all of one category in the same space. So like ideally I want to have like all of my Christmas in one spot. However, storing Christmas trees is obviously a little bulky and a little different. So we have 2 artificial trees, you'll see, which doesn't seem very minimalistic, but that's how we roll, and both of them live up here in our garage rafters. So we bought, I think both of these are from a yard sale, so we don't have like the boxes, and I didn't want to buy a bag, and we have the space. So I thought, let's put it up there and not have to worry about having any products with it, and that's where it lives. However, I do love like those bags that you can buy to put them in. They do seem like a great idea if you're really struggling with that. They're like an easy fix. Okay, next you can see this is our indoor bin. It looks like a total disaster. It's not actually messy. The kids sneak down to the crawl space like throughout the year and are always like pulling stuff out of this and putting stuff in, mainly the books they like to play with in their little stockings. But you can see everything we have lives in this bin, like all of our like kind of general decor, our lights for the trees, everything we put up, our little kitchen stuff, and their stockings, which are obviously their favorite part. One thing I never had growing up that I remember anyway was any like Christmas plates or like little Santa plates, and I thought it was so overkill when I think Scott's mom got them for us one year, and I love them. It's like my favorite part of the whole Christmas decor is having these little cute little plates that we can use all the Christmas season, and we have little cups for the kids too. We don't have like a whole set or anything, just 2 plates and a little Santa plate. Here you can see these are little craft like stickers and little craft and activity books that we had last Christmas. So at the end of each season, what I do is like, say at the end of Christmas, I have like a bunch of Christmas stickers and stuff left. I know that the kids will not reach for them the rest of the year. Like they're out of Christmas zone by like say January. So I pack those up and put them right in the Christmas tote. And then I can pull them out, and like an hour after I filmed this, Annie Rose was at the table doing her Christmas activity book. So it works really well. It makes them like new and fresh. And same with like, we don't keep for other seasons, but if you had like a like Halloween book or something, or like a activity book for Halloween or Easter, keeping them in a seasonal bin is like, I would highly recommend, unless you just want to get rid of them totally. What I'm doing here is just taking everything and putting it into the spot where I'm going to like decorate it. We have pretty much kept it very similar over the last few years. We don't like change things up too much. Again, like I like decorating and I like making things cute. However, this is like not a phase of my life where that's like a huge priority. Like we're with the kids, they're little, all they care about is cute little Santas and making things fun. So this is, just not a phase where I'm going to overthink it. So We put everything where it's supposed to go, where I know we're going to decorate it, like everything that goes on the mantle, the stockings, I just put that over there, and then we work on that station or that area at a time. This is our first tree. This is our upstairs tree. So this is like where we open gifts. This is the one we look at like every day, which is like right beside where I have my coffee in my morning, that kind of thing. And this is what I would call like my tree. All we do is put Christmas lights on it. White, simple Christmas lights. And I love it. So it technically, again, this one's from a yard sale. It technically is a pre-lit tree, so it has lights, but like they probably haven't worked in a few years. Maybe it never worked since we've had it. Oh my gosh, Jamie Rose. So we put white lights on it. We put a star, which was like a hand-me-down from my best friend when she was obviously must have been over gold. I don't know, but I love it. And this blanket was actually a gift when my dad passed away. It was like just like a little blanket that all my friends got together and got me a gift basket. And it sits in our living room throughout the year. And then I just use it for our tree skirt because it's white and looks like snow and it's so soft. And it gives me like all the warm and fuzzies. So I put it there, and then I don't have to store a tree skirt the rest of the year, which is like an extra bonus. This is, you can see we have our fire going. If you don't use a fire on Netflix during decorating, you're missing out. It's like highly recommend, unless you have a real fireplace, which is obviously better. This is our second tree. This is our basement tree and what we would call the kid tree. I never in my life and ever dreamed of having two trees. Like I said, it sounds kind of like not me. However, I feel like I just could not, I know myself, and like the visual clutter of having all these handmade decorations and like colorful lights and everything, having them upstairs in our main living area all season would make me actually crazy. Like, I think it's cute in other people's houses. Like, I love the idea of it. I just know myself and I couldn't handle it. So we found a little tree and we put it in our basement, and we put all of these sweet decorations that we have had made or that we've been gifted or that the kids have made, and we put all of these and the big colored old-fashioned lights that Scott and the kids totally love. And we put all of these in the basement, and the kids think it's so fun. Like, they love that it's their tree. If you don't have like a second space for a second tree and you like the idea of like having your kids' stuff somewhere else, a couple of my friends have little trees in their kids' room, which I actually think is cute. And actually a lot of our clients have little mini trees that they put in their kids' rooms, which again wouldn't be for like little ones, but as they get older would be work. Okay, so as you can see, we just go through it, and this is definitely, I would say, all of our most fun part. We put all the decorations, all the ornaments, and you can see this shallow bin is where our ornaments live. This bin fits inside of our other bin, and I just wrap up our ornaments in like tissue paper that I think was just left over from gifts like one year. So we have, those are little hooks I wanted to show you too. So all we do, I know a lot of people have these extra hooks because they fall off of their little ornaments, so we just keep them in a Ziploc bag and toss them in there so that they're handy, easy to find, and I know exactly where they are. So yeah, we just take all of our decorations and we have fun looking at them. Honestly, I've never had a problem with them breaking while they're being like stored. They usually break when the kids are playing with them or putting them on a tree. So we just unwrap them all and like chat about who made what and which one they all love the most. And this is definitely the highlight for me. Another thing I wanted to mention was the fact that we have artificial trees. Before the kids were born, or when I guess Leo was a baby probably, Scott and I would always go and get chop down like a real tree at the tree farm, and it was like a cute thing and this big tradition that we always did, or not always, I guess for a few years we did. And it felt like, this is so great and we're going to do this. Oh, these are close-ups of the kids' handmade ones that just make my heart melt. Little footprints, so cute. Okay, so yeah, we always had a real tree, and that was definitely, I feel like that's a thing in our area. We're Canadian, we should have like a real tree, I feel like. However, I remember when after Annie Rose was born and I had both kids, I was overwhelmed, to say the least. And Christmas was it came just like another chore. Honestly, it was so exhausting. I couldn't take it. So I said, Scott, like, I can't go to a tree farm. I can't take both these kids and lug them around. It was too much for me. So I let that tradition go, and we found these artificial trees. We just had one to start at a garage sale. Like I said, we probably paid like $20. I don't even remember. And it works for us. So one thing I'll say is, like, I feel like we put traditions on ourselves, and we do these things sometimes because we feel like we should. And I talked about this in my gift giving video too, where, doing things just because we always have. And like, I love tradition, but sometimes it's just, you got to give yourself grace. You got to let it go. And I did that, and I've never looked back. Having an artificial tree rocks. It's so easy. It's so clean. It's so flipping convenient. I don't know if I'd ever buy like a real brand new artificial tree because they seem like they're very bad for the environment, but we have these ones now, and I guess I just hope they'll last the rest of our lives, and the kids can take them to their little apartments when they move out. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. And there is the lighting up of the tree, which is very heartwarming, and the kids love this little space now. Okay, back upstairs. This is, like I said, this is our mantle, and this is very close to this is our main living area, so we walk past this about 100 times a day. Like I said, normally all of our little school paperwork, it usually have it like set up, like their little stuff that they create. But obviously that was a busy week for me, and I just got tired and tossed everything in a pile. So as I started doing this, I just took all the paper down. I'm like, oh, I should dust this down. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, this mantle is a disaster. So I just got a bucket of like dishwater, like dish soap and water, and just gave it a good scrub down. I wish I had done a close-up of this because, oh my gosh, it was a disaster. And this mirror, like again, this is just something that always lives there, and I never think to like clean it. Oh, it was so bad. This felt so good. And I will say that's with decorating for the holidays. I usually do like a couple little sections where I'll do a deep clean just because we're in that space and kind of getting in there. So yeah, and then this was, that little like amber bottle is what I use for my like, I guess, Windex or whatever, my glass cleaner. These little framed M and S's are little like Marianne and Scott, obviously it stands for, and we had those in our very first apartment together, and they hung like on either side of our bed. And I know it's like, I kind of, some days I want to get rid of them because they seem like out of date, but then I'm thinking, oh, they're just little keepsakes, little sentimental to me. So anyway, we always keep them. And the middle frame is our wedding vows I had gifted to Scott one year. Anyway, back to these little stocking hangers are actually just from the dollar store. They are not, they're very light, so when they fell on the kids' heads, it actually worked out well. I've seen a ton of people like attach these just with 3M hooks, like little Velcro 3M hooks. I never got to it. It hasn't been an issue, but a lot of people do that, and I think it's really cute. All of our stockings, you can see, are like not matching. Yes, in the perfect world, they'd all be matching, but I also feel like we're all kind of attached to our stockings now. Scott says from his childhood. So we just, again, the priority is really just family time and having fun together and the kids enjoying themselves. So we just roll with it, and I don't like overthink it too much. This little area, this is again right beside like I would say our like my tree, I guess. And this is where we put our books. So again, a thing I'll say is like having these open, simple, decluttered, cleared out spaces makes decorating 1,000 times easier. Like I don't feel overwhelmed with stuff even during the holidays. This is where we keep all of our Christmas books. I keep them in the bin during the like off season, and then I just bring them out, pile them here. It gives me so much joy, makes me so happy, and it doesn't feel cluttered because the rest of the year this space is just empty, and I don't really even need this table. Like I don't need to put anything there during the year, so I never feel the need to. And I just love when we get to fill that up with little Christmas books, and the kids will sneak down there and look at books like throughout the season. It makes me so happy. Again, this is our little drawer, which is empty 90% of the time. We have 2 little Christmas DVDs, which I will store in there, and it's just super simple. You can see it, I put the kids in charge of like a couple little things. This owl my sister gave to Leo when he was a baby, so that's kind of his special Christmas decoration, and we always hang it in the same spot. And again, the kids love routine. I tried to change it up this year with stuff, and they were not happy about it. They want everything to be the same, and they love how it's always like the same year to year. So he hung this little L, and that was like his special job, and he was very proud of it, very pumped, and he loves to hear me talk about how we got it. Same, Annie Rose has this little gingerbread was from Scott's like childhood. I think it has S on it for Scott, and we just hang it on a doorknob. Super simple, but they love like playing with that. The other thing is we love having like plush decorations, especially when the kids were really little, because they could like carry them around. You'll see in a second this little gnome that we have, that one. It's become a toy more than really a decoration, and I just have to like let it go. Oh, when I was doing the basement, you can see here, look how dusty that TV stand is. Oh my gosh, this felt so good. I brought down my soapy water and gave this a good scrub down. Okay, do you guys know where that cup is from, that glass? That is Scott's favorite Christmas decoration, and it's from the Christmas Vacation movie. I do not like it. I don't like it because he never uses it. That's what drives me nuts about it. Anyway, he loves having it. He loves having it as a decor, so we put that in the basement, and he can look at that when he's watching TV down there. Again, another thing we have are these little Christmas aprons for the kids, which I think Scott's mom made one year, and they're super cute, and we actually do use them, especially Annie Rose. She's more into cooking than Leo, but we put those, this is our basket, which I've shown before. It just has like our kitchen linen, so our napkins and our placemats and our tea towels, and it fits perfectly in there. Again, remember these activity books and the craft stuff. We have space, this little craft area, which I've shown you before, I organized, and it has a little spot in our paper bin, and I just plop them in the front, and they're easy to grab, and the kids can find them no problem. Same thing in the kitchen. I talked about these little Santa plate, and then the little two kind of separated plates that we use. I've already used these probably 10 times for little lunches and breakfasts and dinners for the kids. So those can easily slip in because our shelves and our cupboards are already decluttered and organized. It's so easy to add these extra couple of items. And I find when you're not overwhelmed with this stuff, it just makes you enjoy it more. It's not a pain, and it's not a inconvenience. It's just something I love to have, and I love to look at and use throughout the whole season. So same with the little 2 cups. So yeah, it makes me happy. Okay, I'm going to show you here again, like I talked about the off season. This is our Halloween stuff, which we don't have Halloween decor, but we have a couple of books. Oh, and these little lights that we put in our jack-o'-lanterns. So these are, because we have such few other seasonal things, and I'll show you one little Easter book I have. Oh, I have one extra wreath hook as well. These are things that I'm going to actually put back into the bin, and that's going to live in the bin back in the basement. So I just wanted to show you what I do to keep those extra seasonal stuff right in our holiday bin, because it's the only holiday decor bin we have. And so those are going to go back in the basement, easy peasy. So here's kind of the after. It's simple, it's festive. It didn't cost us anything extra this year. Nothing was super fancy to begin with. We used what we already have. I was at the thrift shop this year, guys, and there were so many Christmas lights. So if you're looking for Christmas lights this year, check your local thrift shop, because there were a million, and they must work because they usually have to test them. This is our that little train I forgot to show you too under the tree. Scott made that at work actually a few years ago. And now, of course, the kids want hot chocolate because, of course, decorating and hot chocolate go together. But I just really wanted to show you guys and share that, Christmas decorating can be easy. It should be easy. I don't want it to be stressful. It shouldn't be an extra. Anything with kids is a little bit stressful, but simplifying and decluttering and keeping the house and the decor easy and organized makes such a huge difference, and makes it easy to actually enjoy it. So you can enjoy your time with your family and not just stress about these big chores and to-do lists. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, please share below if you have any questions or comments. If you like this video, please subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very soon.